Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Canadian Shield. My name is Sterling, and I'm your host. Bill Blair, the defense minister, was in front of the committee asking for money that he claims will necessarily improve the state of the Canadian military, though he has gone on record by saying that the Canadian military is in a death spiral. Now, I think that as a culture, we need to be stopping and what we're doing and focusing on that far more than we need to be focusing on things like carbon. But I want you to appreciate that the way that they handle it is a problem from the top down. The military issue is at the top; it's not at the bottom. It's not at the hearts and minds of the people willing to put their lives on risk to get an education or to, support defend this country. But the people at the top think that the military is not important. They have never read a history book. They don't understand the nature of mankind. I guess. I mean, that's the way it looks. That they all want to run around and tell themselves that they're going to just be able to point their finger at somebody and they're going to be cowed by that, right? They're going to be throwing, I don't even know what, snowballs maybe. I'm not even 100% sure, but I can assure you that whatever it is they have in their mind is not enough. And we as a country need to take care of this. We as a culture need to address this problem because there are literally billions of human beings on this earth that would happily take this country out from underneath us without a second thought and without losing a wink of sleep. All right, before I get into the fiasco that is the defense minister and all of his support staff and all of their ideas and all of their spending habits, I would encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with your friends. If you like this channel, give it a thumbs up because that encourages the algorithm to show to other people. And I'm trying to give or maybe not necessarily the channel, but if you at least like the video, just give that a thumbs up. It's okay. I have memberships if you want to support the channel further. All right, let's listen to this. So first he sits down and he's so committed to the cause that he doesn't even know what to say if he doesn't have a printed speech right out in front of him. Maybe we should give the job to the speechwriter. Let's listen.
1 week ago, the Prime Minister, actually more than 1 week ago, a number of weeks ago, the Prime Minister and I released Canada's new defence policy on our Strong and Free, which was a renewed vision for Canada's defence. We developed this policy. Actually, I'm going to, if I may. They put the wrong document in front of me here. So I'm back. 1 week. Yeah, well, I could just wing it. I'm here to talk to you about the mains and estimates. For some reason, my people are rather scrambling right now to pull that up, but I have that information in front of me. Thanks very much. Pleased to join you today to provide a overview of the main estimate.
So here's a guy that wants you to believe that he has his thumb on the pulse and all of that stuff. He's the minister in charge. He has not only the wrong speech in front of him, but then somebody comes in from the back benches and gives him the same exact wrong speech. The guy beside him, who had apparently taken care of it on his own, printed off the correct one from the file, gave it to him. But he couldn't pull up a single solitary thing. He was stalling. Well, I'm here to talk to you about the mains and estimates. Everybody knows that. We're all established with that. Everybody knows we're here to talk about that. But you just had to stall it because you have no idea what you're trying to say. I mean, think about the idea that this guy is supposed to be one of the highest ranking defenders of this nation, and he can't think on his feet. It's ridiculous. But everybody let it go because they're politicians and they all smiled and nodded politely and they think that it's no big deal. I, on the other hand, am not a politician and I think it's a big deal. So now let's get to a couple of statements from the minister, which just reflects so poorly on the entire Liberal approach to the military.
You said yourself the Canadian Armed Forces are in a death spiral. You say that we need 6,700 military housing units. And yet in this budget, in these estimates, and in the next year's budget that was in the DPU, there's zero funding for new military housing. We're in a retention and recruitment problem, and yet one of the problems we're hearing is that our troops are living rough. They are unhoused. They're living in tents, cars, and campers, or living in precarious situations that sometimes could lead to domestic violence. Where are the new houses, and why are you backloading the DPU onto the future government rather than dealing with it yourself right now? Minister, we just had a motion in front of the House last week to put a freeze on the rent increases on our own military, and you voted against that, and we need to get that rolled back so we put more money in the hands of our troops. But you went ahead anyway, and you still increased funding. You still went ahead, and we know that we have military members right now that are having to buy their own kit, and we know that that comes out of their own pocket. We were in Latvia last year as committee, and we actually saw it where troops are buying their own helmets, their own hearing protection, their own vests. You know, that is despicable that they had to actually do that themselves.
I'll tell you something else about that Latvia. I did a small video on it back when I first started getting, that was one of the reasons that I got up off my ass and started doing this channel. They had to buy their own food. They were over there charging their own food on the credit card. Now, when you put somebody in a constant state of readiness, you travel them around the world and you tell them that they may, in some situations, have to go sit out in the middle of the woods for weeks on end. You need to feed them. You need to make sure that they have the calorie count that they require to get up and get moving. You can't give them running around on a credit card eating potato chips and ice cream. They got to be eating. These are supposed to be defenders of the faith. And see, that's the problem with the way that the far left handles these things. They think it's no big deal. This guy sat down and asked for hundreds of millions of dollars to help train Iraq, Lebanon, and Jordan, but didn't ask for a single penny to build houses for people. He didn't ask for a single penny to have manufacturing begun to give equipment to the people that he wants to join our military. Then he sits there and he says to them that somehow it's all the conservatives' fault, that the army has no retention in it, and that the military in this country, the CAF, is basically on its last legs. 10 years they've been in charge, but somehow in their mind, it's still the conservatives' fault, right? Even though they want to throw money at Lebanon, they want to throw money at Iraq, they want to throw money at Jordan, they want to throw money at Ukraine, they want to throw money at all these places that are not Canada. It's almost like they're not trying to defend Canada. It's almost like they're not trying to defend the people that they want to support. I mean, imagine in your mind that you're going to join the military so that you can get an education, or you're going to join the military because that's, you need some purpose, you need some focus, you want to get in shape. You got to put your life on the line in a moment's notice. And they won't even buy you a helmet. They won't even buy you the gloves you need. They won't give you a place to live. What are you, crazy? Who's going to sign up for that? I wouldn't. I'll tell you straight now, I wouldn't. I would much rather take my chances on my own than to put myself at the mercy of some person who's going to tell me that they have the right to order me to go defend the country, but they don't have the right to provide me with a place to live. And then they want to raise the rents on the ones that do have houses. And I'll tell you something else. They also get charged the carbon tax on the natural gas that heats their homes on base. On base. It's ridiculous. And the state of this military in this country is one of the things that we have to address, and we have to address it right now. It has to be taken care of immediately. All right, I'm going to wrap here. I want to thank you all for listening. I would appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with your friends. I'll talk to you next time.